What's up, guys? I just came back from Mount Rainier. I did a camping trip out there, and I just wanted to share a little bit about just the things I did and how it went. I went with my housemate, son. I met him when I moved up to Seattle. I live with him now at the moment, and so he's one of the only people I can quote-unquote safely travel with, I guess, or that I trust to travel with. We just packed up our bags, and there was such a liberating feeling being able to just decide I wanted to go camping and just pack up a car and just hit the road. And also Miranda and I bought like a bunch of gear, and I really wanted to get a second use or hopefully a third use out of it too before the season ended, so that was part of the deciding factor as well. It was super close. I didn't expect that. Easily could have been a day trip. We pull up into Lake Tips Loop. So I get out of the car and I'm like, yo, it's there's a weird smell. Like Mount Rainier's in a haze and there's like smoke, and I'm just like sniffing around like something's not right. Later confirmed, the park ranger said like something was burning. I don't know what, but yo, the sight there was intense. I don't know, the closest I could describe to it is my thoughts on how I feel about Yosemite. I still think Yosemite is like top tier, but Mount Rainier may come close second. After that, we just go around and do this lengthy hike, and you know, after like 6 months of not exercising, and this was strenuous to some degree, but we tried to do this trailhead called Naches Peak Loop, I think. We ended up not even getting on the loop. It's supposed to be a 3-mile round trip, but we ended up somehow 3 miles in one way and still not coming back to where we started. So the turnouts that we could walk off to on the hike were amazing. Just here's some photos. Like, it's just so beautiful. So like, we were above a freaking eagle. Like, you see this? And then turn around, we were like deciding, all right, we gotta call it quits. But we turn around, pop a U, and we just head over back to the campsite to set up camp. And it's my man's son's first time camping, so best believe we had to make sure he had a good experience, and we ate well. Bro, we had ribeye steaks. Ribeye steaks with some onions and whatever. We basically ate good this whole weekend. But instead of pretending all of that, just got my hammock going. Like, it was very proper. And it was nice because our campsite was next to this river, and so we could go and just chill at this river after we were done and just like skip stones and do all this camping stuff, I guess. But it was a good time. And we got up early the next morning and hit the road, but we were kind of worried because, yo, check out this fog. For 30 minutes, we were making our way to this place called Paradise, and Paradise is supposed to be like one of the top touristy locations, I guess. It's like going into the valley and going to like Glacier Point or something, if you know Yosemite. We pull out and we get to this like break in the fog, and to see like layers of fog, but bits of forest still visible, and then mountains in the back still also covered by bits of fog. Like, it was freaking amazing to see it. Hopefully I could do it justice in this recording. And the drive up to Paradise is great too, because you get to just pull up and like turn out onto various like viewpoints, and we stopped like damn near 4 to 5 times before we got to Paradise. Each time we were like making our way, we're like, we'll get to Paradise, and we keep turning out and we just stop. Yo, we're like the only ones here. My gosh. Yo. I don't know if you can see that. Oh man, hold up. Bruh. Eventually we made it to Paradise. We did a hike. We were trying to do an easy hike, and then we were like, screw it, we did the strenuous hike, and our dumbasses were thinking like, oh, we can do this, and half a mile in, we're climbing, and we're climbing, and we're climbing. The views are great. You can see here, the views are spectacular, but oh my goodness, I was not cut out for this. Like, I think in the total hike, we did like 9 miles round trip with elevation gain of like 1,700, and like the only saving grace, well, we were also worried because we had no water. Well, we did have water, but I had 2 tiny bottles of water, so I'm just like trying to conserve and survive. Bro, and there's like squirrels on this freaking trail too, like getting into my bag and stuff. I'm like, it was a rough time, but every time we would turn around in the midst of our struggle and just see the beauty that is the park around us. And so after like a grueling 4-hour hike, we finish up and call it a day. And there's something to say about just being able to pull up to that viewpoint again and set up a lawn chair and just like eat lunch after that hike. It was one of the most rewarding feelings to know that we worked for this meal. Oh, you best believe also after that hike we got some ice cream too, just to, you know, reward ourselves again. But that ice cream tasted 15 times better than it would on any other occasion. But we checked out the river back by our campsite, and it was great just to walk through it and just to relax and just definitely feel like we earned this time of rest. And yo, there's this crazy thing though, like I see something in the river and I'm looking at it, I'm like, that can't be real.
Bruh, what did we just find? Bruh. We're not sure if it's real or fake.
At first I thought the thing was made of wood, but I look over to my left and I'm like, oh, that's another dead fish.
No, I just said it was clean, and then we see 2 dead fish.
We had a memorial service for it though.
We're gathered here today to commemorate our 2 dead fish pals. We just found out a few minutes ago. Their names are Sun and Richie. They will forever be missed. So long, dead fish.
That's Sun, by the way.
That one's Sun. That's messed up.
And so after that, we wrapped it up and packed up our cars essentially the next morning and just made our way to our last stop, which was Sunrise. At Sunrise, I'm telling Sun, hey, I'm beat. Like, we're not doing a hike that's hard today. And we somehow ended up doing another like 4-mile freaking round trip hike. And again, like the views are great, but you know, when your body's complaining to you, like, I don't know, man. We make our way up this graduate incline on this first hike, and the first view is this like ravine with just rocks, and honestly it's like one of my favorite views out of all the places we've been. But yo, I look at Sam like, yo, can we turn around? He's like, but we decided we're gonna make a loop and make the most out of our time there. And so we ended up again just doing another freaking hike, mentally challenging. My goodness, we made it out alive, and I never wanted to leave a park so much more than that point right then and there.
I want your honest reaction right now.
Dying. It's the last you're gonna see me.
We were supposed to take an easy hike, and we still did like 4 miles today. I hate my life.
After that, called it a day and just whipped it back to Bellevue. Got boba on the way back as a reward, because you can't go wrong with that. And yeah, overall, like Mount Rainier is a beautiful place. Its proximity, its like hikes, like you can't beat it. You could easily do a day trip, or you could spend your time camping out there too. Like if I go back, it would be for a day trip, but if anyone wants to tag along or go camping with me also, let me know. All right, I'll see you guys next time.